Hi friends, I am Anshuman from Radiance Academy and today we are going to revise what we have learned in the interesting topic of classification of animals. Depending upon the presence of backbone, animals are classified into two categories, vertebrates and invertebrates. Snails, earthworms, etc. do not have a backbone, hence they come under the category of invertebrates. But certain organisms like humans, that is us, do have a backbone and hence they come under the category of vertebrates. Invertebrates are divided into many classes, the first being class Porifera. The organisms in class Porifera are mostly aquatic. They are fixed to the base and have small pores on their bodies. These pores are mainly for drawing water and microscopic food. They also have a large hole at their apex which serves for excretion of undigested material. The main example of class Porifera is sponge. Then comes class Cnidaria. These organisms are also aquatic. They have sac-like bodies with only one opening, which I think is very gross, because this opening serves for two functions. First, ingestion of food, and secondly, excretion of the same undigested food. These mouths are surrounded by tentacles, which help in catching prey. Main example is sea anemone. Class Platyhelminthes. Class Platyhelminthes includes all flatworms. They have a ribbon-like, segmented, flat and a thin body. They are parasitic in nature. Example is tapeworm. The organisms in class Nematoda, unlike class Platyhelminthes, are roundworms. Their body is rounded and unsegmented. But like class Platyhelminthes, these organisms are also parasitic. That is, they draw nourishment from the host. Example is Ascaris. Then comes class Annelida. The organisms in class Annelida have a ringed body. They have a moist skin for breathing and have special organs called nephridia for excretion. Earthworms, which are farmers' friends, are included in class Annelida. Then comes the least like class Arthropoda. This class, the organisms in this class have an exoskeleton made up of chitin. Their body is differentiated into three structures: head, thorax and abdomen. Their body have jointed legs. Arthropoda is divided into four subtypes: Crustacea, which includes crabs and lobsters; Myriapoda, which includes centipedes and millipedes; Insecta, which includes all insects; and lastly Arachnida, which includes spiders and scorpions. Class Mollusca. The organisms in class Mollusca have a soft body, which may or may not have a shell. They have muscular foot for locomotion, movement and for catching prey. Examples are octopus and snails. Class Echinodermata. The body of class Echinodermata is spiny, so that these organisms can fend off their predators. They are mostly marine, main examples being starfish and sea urchin. Then comes the vertebrates. Firstly, class Pisces. Class Pisces includes all fish. They have gills so that they can breathe underwater. They are marine and they have scales, fins for locomotion and movement. Examples are rohu, shark, cutla, tuna, etc. Then comes class Amphibia. Class Amphibia includes animals which can survive both on land and underwater. When on land, they breathe through lungs and their moist skin, like earthworms, but when underwater, they breathe through the help of gills. Examples are frogs and toads. Class Reptilia includes all reptiles. They have a dry, scaly skin. These are mostly terrestrial, but some exceptions are there. Then comes class Aves. Aves referring to birds. They have an exoskeleton made up of feathers. They have a beak and scaly foot. Class Mammalia. There are two unique characteristics of class Mammalia. They are milk-nourished animals, and secondly, they don't give eggs but they directly give birth to young ones. With this, we have completed our revision of classification of animals. Please stay tuned to Radiance Knowledge Box to learn more about biology and other such topics. Thank you.